Hey YouTube, it's Adrian. Just before we get you to this video, do me a favor and head over to pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site, and I would love for you to join our launch team. All you need to do is put in your email address. It's completely free. We are looking to make a pageant industry that is safe, transparent, and fair. I know it's like that most of the time, but over the last year, it's become very evident that it's not like that all of the time. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, put in your email address, and let's get you to this.
I'm Georgia Nickerson, Miss Intercontinental England 2019, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project with you again, and I've got Georgia Nickerson, who is Miss Intercontinental England 2019. Georgia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. I'm just realizing, looking at you now, you bear such a striking resemblance to one of the queens we have over here. I don't know if you know her. Her name is Sophia Harris, and she was Miss Global for Australia, and you look like her long-lost sister.
Oh, no, I don't know who
I'll have to get you to look her up afterwards. Sorry, that's a very random way to start. I just realized I'm looking at you. But Georgia, let's start with the easy question. Can you give us an idea as to your pageant background and how you got involved in pageantry to begin with?
Oh, okay. So I think my first pageant was maybe 2015, and it was Miss Teen Great Britain, my first ever pageant. I think it really stemmed. My mum did a lot of pageantry as a child, and she did a lot of modelling. So I think it sort of pushed me into the direction to do it as well. So I did loads of modelling since the age of 13, and I think it stemmed from there. I did modelling and charity work, and pageantry just sort of does the both in one, really. Yeah. So 2015, first ever pageant. So I went to Miss Teen Great Britain. From there, I then went to Face of the World, UK, where I then went to Face of the World International, and I was first runner-up there. From then, I went to World Supermodel England, and I won the title of Top Model of England. And I then went to Top Model of the World, which was held in Egypt last December, and I placed top 15. And then this year, I competed in the UK Power Pageant at the beginning of the year in the hope of the title of Miss Intercontinental. Unfortunately, wasn't available there anymore, so I went back to the Miss Intercontinental pageant, which got retaken over, and was lucky enough to win, and now I'm going to Miss Intercontinental.
That's quite a story. That's quite a lot of success already. So, I mean, first question is going to be what keeps bringing you back? I mean, with that track record, obviously you've done a few pageants, you've come first runner up, you've got a few top placings. So what keeps bringing you back to pageantry?
To be honest, I absolutely love pageantry, especially the international side. It really gives you a chance to experience different cultures and, different experiences. Last year at Top Model of the World was just incredible. There was 50 girls from around the country, and I would never have met any of them girls if it wasn't for pageantry. So for me, it was absolutely amazing. And I think it just takes me back because I love the whole aspect of pageantry. I feel alive when I'm on the stage, so I love the whole aspect of it. Yeah, it's amazing.
So guys, if you have any questions for Georgia, you know the drill, put them in the comments and I'll circle round to them. I mean, you said that you feel alive when you're on stage. So is there any particular section of the pageant or pageantry that's your favorite?
Yeah, I love swimwear round.
Right.
I love how fun and upbeat it is. I think it's definitely my favorite part.
Is there any part that is, let's say, not your favorite or your least favorite?
I always get nervous to interview because you only have such a short amount of time to express to the judges everything you've been doing over a year, and you want to get everything across. And I think sometimes I can just be a bit overload with what I'm saying, but yeah, it's exciting though. It's good.
How long are you going to get at Intercontinental for the interview? Do you know?
I think it's a few minutes, like the UK. I think it's around 5 minutes. It's not too long
Right.
that you get. So.
But that's really not a long time to talk about everything you've been doing over a year, is it?
No, it's not. And they've gone back to a panel of judges this year. So last year they did sort of a speed dating setup where you go to one judge and one judge and one judge and have like an individual chat. But this year it's back to a panel. So yeah, a little tougher, but it's nice because then everyone gets to hear your answer. So it's good.
That's interesting. All right, so they swap back and forth. What have you been doing in preparation for the pageant? I mean, apart from actual pageant prep, like eating well and being active, what sort of things have kept you busy? And I guess what sort of advocacies are you passionate about? What causes are you passionate about?
Okay, so I think my main thing that's kept me busy over the last few weeks is my national costume. That is, just.
Everyone in the UK seems to be having a huge nightmare with their international costume. Is yours okay and sorted, or still not?
It's having like its last minute tweaks done. Yeah, so it's okay. I hope it fits in the bag.
I don't know if you've been keeping up, but I mean, like Ashley Wilde, who's Miss Global England, she had to completely change because she couldn't find a box to fit hers. I saw Freya, Miss Global Scotland, is still like it's. I don't know what it is with you guys in the UK. Maybe you're too ambitious, or you just can't pack. Can you give us an idea as to what your national costume is going to be like? Don't reveal the whole thing.
Yes, so I've gone along the lines of Queen Elizabeth's coronation night.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, that sort of vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Right. So what was I saying? So you're going over to Intercontinental in December. Remind me where it's being held. I get all these pageants mixed up now.
So it's being held in Sharm el-Sheikh for a few days. We're then going over to Hurghada and then back to Sharm el-Sheikh.
Right. So how long is the pageant from beginning to end? It's about 2 weeks?
So, yeah, from the 4th to the 22nd.
Right.
So just over 2 weeks, yeah.
Right. Okay, now I remember what we were talking about. So I got sidetracked by the national costume part. So aside from the national costume, what's pageant prep been like for you? What's kept you busy?
I think there's been a lot of aspects that's kept me busy. With an international pageant, there's a lot more preparation. So, like you say, with the advocacy that I've done this year, I'm working with a charity called Bloody Good Period. So basically what they do is they try and eliminate the period poverty within the UK. So try and get every girl free access to sanitary products. And it's something that I've been working with them with, and it's something that I feel strongly about, especially because in the UK, and you don't think things like this happen, but it's very much there. So it's definitely, and they've just been recognised as a charity, which is amazing. So it's definitely, an amazing team that I'm working with.
Yeah, in Australia, it's not easy to get recognised as a charity. There are a lot of, legalities and loopholes that you have to jump through. Can you give us an idea as to how big a problem period poverty is in the UK? In Australia, there is an issue. I wouldn't say it's probably the biggest issue, and I don't think any of the any of the pageants here have aligned with period poverty as such. Although I do know an organisation that works very closely with them. How big of an issue is it in the UK?
So I think it's one of them topics that no one really knows exists. It's not something you think of and think this is a problem. So what they're trying to do is bring it into every single school, every single university, that it's free access. So at your health clinics, they offer different types of contraception, but they don't offer sanitary products. And sanitary products aren't a choice. They're not something that we have a choice about, but you do with contraception. So why is it not offered? And I think that's something that they're fighting for.
Right. So what sort of work have you been doing with the organisation? Have you been raising awareness? Have you been raising funds? What sort of things?
So at the moment, it's just raising awareness. So luckily enough, they've been just recognised as a charity, and which is amazing. So it's more recognition of this, what their work they're doing, what are they doing, who they are, because no one's really heard of them. I haven't had a lot of time since I've won 2 internationals to really take a step to fundraise and, meet with them properly. But I think after internationals, I would love to meet with them and we can organise something together. But I've been in contact with Gabby, who is the owner of it, so we should organise something soon.
How long ago was it that you won the crown? Was it 2 months?
22nd of September. So yeah, not that long ago.
Just over 2 months. So what were the emotions like when you won?
I was crying, a lot of crying. Okay. Yeah,
that seems to be the way to go.
Yeah, I was really happy. So Intercontinental for me was a title that I know I've wanted to go for 4 years. So I feel like everything I've done is led to this title. So I wouldn't say I was extremely nervous over the 2 days, but I feel nerves are a good sign that you want something and you're determined to get something. So for me, I was really determined to chase my dream, and I did it. So
yeah. What was it in particular that drew you to the Intercontinental system?
So I've worked with the World Beauty Organisation before, who run Top Model of the World as well as Intercontinental. They have a really strong message. Their message is power of beauty. So they help self-awareness, and they like to strive people to be their personal best. And I think that's a really important message for everyone, especially as girls, because everyone experienced some form of bullying throughout their school years. So that sort of message for young women is really important, I believe.
Absolutely. Guys, I can see you watching. So if you have any questions for Georgia, no matter how small, or any messages of support, put them in the comments and I will pass them on. Georgia, can you give us an idea as to what keeps you busy outside of pageantry?
Yeah, I'm one of 5 children, so
Big family.
I think family is really, really family orientated. I've got a 7-month-old nephew. He's here today as well, so I hope he doesn't start crying. You're not
babysitting him, are you? Just leave him outside. Be quiet.
My mum's got him, but he's lovely. So yeah, very family orientated more than anything. Got a little puppy as well. So I think everything I do on my days off is just with family, or like last night was our local town's light switch on, so everyone went for a watch. So yeah, I think it's lovely to be involved in a big family.
Nice, definitely. What plans do you have for yourself, and not just in terms of pageantry? I mean, come first, come second, not place. I mean, after the pageant's over and we're looking to 2020 now, as crazy as it is, what sort of plans? I know. What sort of plans do you have for your future? Are you someone who's very goal oriented, or are you more take it as it comes?
I think for me, I was actually talking to my national director about this the other day. Because I knew I wanted the Intercontinental title for so long, and now I've achieved that and I'm going to the internationals. I'm not really sure where pageantry is going to take me after this. I think after internationals, and then obviously next year will be handover, which I don't want to do. But
it's not too soon. I mean, you've still got 10 months. If it's in okay.
But, I'm not sure what lies ahead in pageantry, to be honest.
What about the other aspects of your life outside of pageantry? Any goals for yourself? Big visions, dreams?
Yes. So this year I got signed with 2 modelling agencies, which was like a massive 2, yes. Which was a
Are you actually allowed to sign with 2? Because normally they're...
if you're not
one's not enough. Okay.
So just hoping that sets off well and gives me more work. So this year has been really crazy with modelling work. I do work alongside in beauty, but I haven't really been there this year due to all the modelling work that's come my way. So I'm very fortunate in that aspect. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. And take it as it comes, like you say. I'm not really one to say this is my vision for the next 5 years. I just like to see what happens, and I do believe everything happens for a reason. So, you know, if it's meant to be, it will be.
Do you have any goals in terms of modeling? I've asked a couple of girls this who model. They both gave the same answer. I'm just curious to see whether you give the same answer. Do you have any like biggest dreams in the modeling world?
Victoria's Secret model would be.
That's the answer they gave.
Yeah, like the craziest. That'd be my dream. Yeah, I'd love that.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Is that like how tall do they want angels to be, or is there no? It seems to me they've always wanted pretty tall girls.
I think they're quite tall. I think they're about 5'9" and above. I think they're quite tall.
Right. Okay. So you just got a couple of inches to go.
Yeah. I just have to grow.
I'm sure you can do it. What is it about modeling that you enjoy? I mean, I'm assuming that you enjoy it. You've signed with 2 modeling agencies, and you say that with a smile. If you didn't like it, you wouldn't be smiling about it. So, because not all pageant girls model, a lot of them do, but can you give them an idea as to, obviously you do a lot of modeling, as you said. What are the aspects of it that really appeal to you?
So it really depends on what sort of modelling you do. So I do more commercial modelling than anything. So a lot of beauty campaigns, a lot of clothing lines. I mean, I model for Angel Forever quite a lot, which is a pageant and prom site as well. So I think if you enjoy what you're doing, you should do it. You work for a long time, so you should do what you love. I think for me, when I'm modelling, I love the whole, you go for your hair and makeup, you're posing in front of a camera. I mean, it's not easy work. It is really hard. When I modelled down in London, we were modelling from like 9 in the morning till 6 at night, and you're in heels and you're changing constantly. So it is long days, but it is fun on set. You get to have fun in your job, and I mean, I love it. There's nothing more empowering than standing in front of a camera and feeling good about yourself, and you know, if they're making that client happy, and when they rebook you, there's no greater feeling than know you've done a good job. So yeah, I absolutely love it.
Have there been any sort of campaigns that have been absolute like standouts for you, like favorite ones to work on?
I think I've done loads of campaigns that I've absolutely loved, and I think everything that I've done is different. I think last year I was over in Egypt. I got chosen quite a lot to do loads of videography work for their hotel resorts. That was just amazing. That was something completely different, and I would love to do again. It was really fun. It was really exciting, and the videos at the end just looked incredible. So something like that again would be amazing.
Right. Okay, so I'm just going to check the Facebook comments. So guys, once again, if you have any questions for Georgia, put them in the comments. Georgia, in terms of the Intercontinental pageant coming up, can you give us an idea? I don't remember if I asked Katrina this, who's obviously your Sash sister from Scotland, but what are the different areas that you're going to be competing in over at Intercontinental?
So at Intercontinental, this year they've changed it a little bit. So we are going for one. So we're going to Sharm el Sheikh to start with, and then we are traveling across to Hurghada, and then we are traveling back to Sharm. So I'm not 100% sure the whole itinerary and aspects of the pageant. However, I do know that there is their interview round. They're on stage national costumes, swimwear, and evening round. So they do have their typical side, but with the itinerary of the pageant, they've upped it a little bit this year and tried to make it as big as possible. So I don't really know what it's going to hold, but I hope it's exciting. And there is like 83 girls there, so it's a very big pageant. Yes, there's a lot of us there, so I'm sure it's going to be incredible, whatever they decide we're doing. But I'm looking forward to it.
And how often do you get to meet up with your sister queens, Team UK?
We've actually met a few times. We went down to Blackpool together to watch Miss Teen Great Britain this year, and then we went to Liverpool on our photo shoot. We are all meeting next weekend with Rachel Tate, the Pageant Coaching Academy. as well just before we leave. So we do keep in contact though. We have WhatsApp groups with our director as well. So we are in contact constantly. So which is nice. It's nice to have sister queens to take with you, to support you.
Yeah. Will you be traveling together to the pageant, or are you traveling separately?
Yes, we're all flying from Stansted together, which is nice. We all sort of decided on an airport that was right for all of us, so we could go together, which is good.
Right. And obviously this is not the first time you've actually been to an international pageant.
No.
So how are you with the packing side of things and all the logistical side? Are you a professional with, I mean, do you have to only take one suitcase? This seems to be a recurring theme as well. No?
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
How many suitcases do you get to take?
So at the minute there's only one suitcase on our flight, but I'm actually
Okay.
I'm needing another suitcase on there.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, I need another one. So I think in total there'll be about 3 suitcases that I take. Yeah, it just depends. I need to do like a practice pack, I think, and see how much I can get in.
If you're going to need 3 suitcases, how are you going to manage that when you're only allowed 1? Do you just put 2 in and hope they don't see? Or...
Oh yeah, just hide them. I can ring up and add extra baggage on.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I've talked to a few of the UK girls who've only had one suitcase, such as yourself. I don't know how they fit everything, especially Intercontinental being pretty much 2 weeks. That's not a short pageant. There are longer ones, but that's not the shortest one by any means. And I've seen girls pack for that sort of pageant needing 6 suitcases. So I don't know how you're supposed to pack it into one.
Yeah, I think the main thing is like with my national costume, it's quite big, so I can't put that in the suit with all my clothing because it's not gonna fit. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and get another suitcase put on because otherwise I'll be sneaking bags in.
It'd be hard to sneak those bags in. I mean, do you have any hot packing tips? I mean, you've been to pageants internationally before, so do you have any hot tips for packing a lot into a small space?
I would roll your clothes rather than fold. If you roll, you can get more in, yeah.
Okay. I've heard the rolling one. I've heard take your soft things and stuff them into the hard things.
Oh, yeah, I haven't tried that one.
So
I've done loads of rolling, but it's like your shoes as well.
Yeah,
like,
so
you got loads of shoes and toiletries and everything.
Have you used vacuum bags before? Apparently a lot of people swear by vacuum bags.
I haven't tried them. I think I'm going to write these down so I can start.
Literally, you put things in this vacuum bag and then you suck all the air out and then it squashes it. And then the other one that I've heard is the more organized girls pack them into separate bags so that everything that you need for one day is literally in one bag, and then the next day literally is in the next bag. So when you're there and everything's manic and you don't have any sleep,
you can just
literally
take your
day 1 bag.
out.
Day 2 bag, day 3 bag. That's what I've heard because I asked this.
That is a really good idea. I really like
it's
that.
Not mine, but hopefully it helps. Can you give us an idea as to how much you're intending on taking over? Like how many pairs of shoes, how many dresses, how many outfits? Or is that something I don't want to ask?
I've actually wrote it down on my phone. I don't know what to tell you. Like I put outfits down, like numbered, so I know what's going with what. Okay,
give us an idea.
There's like 20 evening wear, and then I've got 25 day wear, plus swimsuit, and then I think there's about 10 heels, then evening gown, national costume, and then on stage cocktail dress, and then like all the extra stuff that you don't think about, like plug adapters and
like a toothbrush and your passport and your money and your money. And you think you can pack this all into one suitcase? Wow.
No.
I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. That's why I think if you ever need someone to help pack, you just go and ask a pageant girl, because how they pack that amount into such a small space.
Yeah. We will make it fit.
Yeah. That's bigger than my entire wardrobe, and you fit it all in one suitcase. So I think that's amazing. Georgia, just before we go to the final 10 questions, is there anyone that you want to give thanks to, or just give a shout out to, for supporting you, not just in your pageantry journey, but in life in general as well?
Oh my gosh, I think this year alone, like my mum, my grandparents, and my dad have been like the biggest supporters. Like it's been crazy. So, my international last year, they actually flew out to come and watch me, and
Wow.
they all came to watch me this year at the UK finals. And then, I mean, this year, like when I've had to get stuff, they've been there, they've been on it, like my granddad, when I was doing my appearance folder, was like organising it. So they
Oh,
are
wow.
really like pageant family. So they have been amazing.
Yeah.
Richard Mearhill, my sponsor as well, he's been amazing. He supported me for the UK final, but then since I won, he's been messaging me like, if there's anything you need, we'll sort it. So the support like that is incredible. I think Team UK have got a strong, connection this year, especially with Sister Queens and the director. They're very nipped, they're very on it, they're constantly messaging. So I think we've got a good team this year.
And all the way back to the beginning of the interview, am I right in remembering that you said your mum was in pageantry?
Yeah, my mum did pageants. I don't actually know what pageant she did. There's loads of photos like in the photo box of what she did, but she did loads of promotional modelling as well, like ring girling and all that sort of thing. So yeah, she's very supportive of it. She loves it.
Has she told you any pageantry stories? Just because I'm fascinated to see the history of pageantry in the UK. It's obviously got a huge history in the UK.
Yeah.
And then most of the girls have told me it's kind of dropped off recently, but now it's starting to come back. For example, with Harriet competing at international in Japan and coming top 5. So there's this general feeling now it's back on the way up. But has your mum given you any old pageant stories or how things were back in her day, that sort of thing?
I think the old thing is just like what they wore, or like their hair, like they just had big perms, or like the swing really high rise.
It's probably not in fashion now to go with a giant perm. You could try.
Yeah, a big perm, but yeah, I think that's the only sort of side I've seen of her pageants. Maybe I should ask her some like little stories, see if she's got anything to say. But yeah.
Does she ever give you advice? I mean, you're competing in pageants and she's done it. She must.
She is like my best person to take with to catwalk practice. She's like really honest, which is amazing because I prefer that. So the UK final, I had like a big cape on my dress, and we were like trying to come up with like some choreography that would work well with the cape, and she came up with my whole like stage walk.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so she's really good, really good.
That's important with the capes.
Like the wardrobe as well. Like she'll say like if she's not certain on something, but I think you need someone like that. You need someone to be like brutally honest and say, I'm not sure on this isn't working. Yeah, so she is the best with that sort of thing.
What's the best piece of advice she's ever given you?
I think with pageantry, she's just always said like, you can only do your best. And I think that's the best advice anyone can take, because you can only do your best. And there's no point comparing yourself or looking at other girls and thinking, I wish I did that, because you are uniquely you and you can just be the best that you can be. And she, I think as well, she just says, relax, enjoy it. Otherwise it really takes away from the whole pageant. Like, why are you doing this if you're not enjoying it? So yeah, I think she just says you can only do your best. And, sometimes it's not the right timing, but sometimes it is. So, I just believe in that.
Can you give us an idea? I probably should have asked this earlier, but you've had a few years in pageantry. Can you give us an idea as how you feel you've changed and grown over those years?
Yeah, so my first pageant at Miss Teen Great Britain, I don't think I was confident at all. I don't think I got the full pageant experience from that. So with Miss Teen Great Britain, they do like a day when they do loads of challenges and a pajama party, but I kind of like hid and like kept myself to myself, so I didn't really get like the full experience. But I think as I've got older and as I've done push my boundaries a little bit more, I've got that more experience and confidence to get involved and just enjoy it. And I think that's one thing I've definitely done through pageantry throughout the years. It's just gone and just enjoyed it really, and I've definitely grown my confidence more than anything. And my makeup skills have definitely developed.
Were you good at makeup to begin with? Because some people are not.
I was okay. I think everyone goes through that phase of like the bronzer and the blue eyeshadow, but we've all been there.
So your makeup skills pretty good. How about your hair skills?
Hair is okay. Okay, I just tend to put like heated rollers in and hope for the best.
Okay. I just love it when I talk to pageant girls or models and they're like, no, I can't do hair to save my life, and I really that seems a bit odd.
Just normally have someone on set doing it, so I've not really ever got to worry about it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. If there is maybe a young girl watching this and they're considering entering pageantry, what words of advice would you give her, or what sort of encouragement would you give her?
I would definitely tell them to do it. I think every girl should experience a pageant. I think the friends you make, if you don't come away with a crown, you'll come away with friendships, you'll come away with a different line of confidence, you'll get to experience something new. So I would 100% encourage them to enter, because when they're on that stage and every girl's cheering for you, like it's amazing, the sisterhood within pageantry. Like every girl's clapping, every girl's cheering, no matter what you look like, how tall you are, what shape or size you are, what you're wearing, someone's like cheering you on because they think you're amazing to get up on that stage. And I just think, why would you not want to experience that? Why would you not want that boost of confidence? Why would you not want to make these friends? I think it's incredible. I think people take away from pageantry a lot and think, you're like self-obsessed or you do this and that, but they don't look at the different aspects of pageantry, and that's when they're very misled by it.
Yeah. I think also from my experience in general, those people who make those judgments have never actually experienced a pageant. Yeah. So they're kind of judging what they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think it's, before you judge something, I think it's good to actually take part in it so you know what you're talking about.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, Georgia, we'll go through the final 10 questions. I always wrap up my interviews with the same 10 questions. This is about as pageant-esque as we're going to get. So, number 1, what is your favorite word?
Favorite word? I've never been asked that before, like ever.
First time for everything.
I know my least favorite word.
That would be the next question.
Favorite word.
Do you want to answer your least favorite first and then circle back to most favorite?
My least favorite word is snack. I can't stand the word snack.
Why?
I think it's because, like, I don't know. My brothers say it all the time. Like, can I have a snack? And it just really, really irritates me. I don't know why I don't like the word, but it's one of them that I'm like, no.
That might be the strangest answer I've ever had to that question, because it's such like a bland word. It's just like snack. It doesn't. I mean, people will say moist, people will say congealed, people say slice, but snack, it just seems so, I'll have a...
No.
Okay, so what do you like to call snacks then?
I don't know. Like, my family have this inside joke, like when they like keep saying snack to me, but you could just say like, can I get something to eat? Not can I have a snack? It really like winds me up. When I hear it, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Snack. Okay. Damn it. Okay, so let's circle back to the first one if we can. So what do you think about your favorite word? What's a word that you really, really like?
My favorite word is going to be my dog's name, which is Benny.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to say his favorite word.
I now have this sentence in my head that just like, Benny wants a snack. That's all that's going into my head. Okay, I have to leave that word behind, otherwise I won't remember any of the other questions. Question 3. In life, what gets you excited, or what turns you on?
I think, do you know when you're at the gym and you just get like that big boost of energy and you just can go forever and ever and ever? I think when you get that like endorphin that hits you, like that is like the best feeling. And I think you can get that on stage as well when you feel like alive and you're walking and your endorphins kick in. And then, yeah, that definitely is like my boost of energy.
You mean like that sort of adrenaline rush?
Yeah, adrenaline, your endorphins are like kicking in, and yeah.
What sort of workouts do you do at the gym that give you that rush? Because sometimes I die before I get that rush. So what are you doing at the gym?
I do like a little plan. I always like do like a mix of cardio and weights, but I think it's your playlist as well. I've had a good playlist on before. I've been at the gym for like hours, so
okay.
I think it depends what playlist you're listening to.
Is that Benny in the background?
Yeah, can you hear him barking away?
I think he wants a snack. I have to stop saying that. Okay, let's. Maybe he does. I don't know. Okay. So question 3 was what excites you, what turns you on. Question 4 is what turns you off.
I'm going to say when it's like raining out, it's like miserable weather. Because have you heard of the sad disease? Like when the seasonal disorder, like it's a real thing.
Oh no, I thought you
want to do anything.
It's an actual disease, is it?
So it's like a disorder. So it's called SAD, and it's like a seasonal disorder. So it's like when it's like really rainy and snowy outside, and it's all miserable, you get really depressed and you don't want to do anything.
Isn't that just called living in the UK?
No, it's a real thing. Like it's a real thing.
I have heard of, I don't know if it was a disorder or maybe it's more recently diagnosed, but definitely that weather does have a very real effect on mental health. Yeah. So people living in Arctic sort of countries in winter often experience, they have increased rates of depression. But I'm just trying to remember, the only person I remember interviewing from the UK who had sunny weather was Emma Collingridge. She was over in Suffolk, and she said Suffolk is called sunny Suffolk. I think every other time I've interviewed someone, it's been miserable outside. It's miserable outside for you now, right?
Yeah, it's just really dull and raining and horrible. And it's been like that for the past like weeks because everywhere's flooded.
Oh, really? Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's quite bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. We've got the opposite problem here in Australia. We've got massive fires raging. So you guys are the opposite to us. Question 5. What sound or noise do you love?
These are such funny questions. I like hearing when my little brother does this giggle, and it is just like the cutest laugh ever, and it goes really high pitch and it makes everyone else laugh. I'm going to say I absolutely love it. It's so lovely to hear.
Okay. Because it's very high-pitched, I won't get you to imitate it because that might be a problem. I think we understand what you mean. Question 6. What sound or noise do you hate?
I can't stand baby cries. I can't stand like really bad baby cry. It just goes straight through me, and I just like switch off. Like baby cries are just not for me.
You switch off?
Yeah, like
so there's a baby screaming next to you and you can't.
Like, okay. No.
I think that's quite unusual because biologically women are programmed to hear the sound of a baby crying. So for you to be able to switch it off, that's
just
quite...
like not paternal, like not for me.
Fair enough. Question 7. If you could pick any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
I'd like to be able to teleport so I don't get stuck in the traffic on the A1 going to work.
Okay, I can completely understand that.
So many times on the dual carriageway for hours. So I'd love to be able to teleport. It'd be great.
How many hours of your life do you think that you spent sitting in that particular traffic jam?
Oh, gosh, I wouldn't want to even count. So there's sometimes I'm coming home and I could be on it for like 3 hours, or I don't want to even count. I don't want to know the answer to that.
I ask because there was this, I think it was like kind of a motivational post about only doing a job because you love it, because there was this statistic about how long, I think it was Americans, how long the average American had spent sitting in traffic over their entire life, and it added up to years, like literal years spent just sitting in traffic. So
yeah, and there's
I'm
nothing you can do, and there's no escape, and you just sat on the side of the motorway with your engine off, and it's just the worst experience ever.
You could have a snack.
No.
I'm sorry, it's just so many opportunities to use. It's the weirdest word to have a thing.
Do it all the time. They use all the word all the time because they know I don't like it.
Okay, and I'm obviously not making it any easier, so I will not say that word any more times during the interview. Question 8. What job or occupation other than your own would you most like to attempt?
I would love to be one of the marine biologists, you know, when they scuba dive down and they film it all for like Planet Earth and Blue Planet, like David Attenborough presents. Yep. I think I would love that. That would be like my dream job ever. I would absolutely love to do it. I think it'd be great.
Sounds perfect. Do you know how to dive?
I'm okay at diving. I'm okay at snorkeling. I just float. I have a problem with like sinking down. You know, when you're like snorkeling, I can't push my body weight down.
Is there a reason for that? Do you have?
No. I just like sort of pop back up to the top. So I have to have like weighted anklets just to pull me down.
Okay, I mean that sounds like an awesome thing to have if you're swimming over the top because you'll be buoyant and you'll be super fast. But it does sound like a bit of a pain if you're wanting to dive.
If you want to get down, yeah.
Okay. Question 9. What job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
I don't think I could be a dentist. I don't think I could do like oral hygiene. I think that'd really bother me. I don't think I could do that job.
Well, I've got to say, I don't think there are many people who like the idea of going to the dentist.
And it don't be for me.
I'm fairly certain the suicide rate amongst dentists is actually one of the highest out of all the occupations. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, if you spend your whole day bending over looking into someone's mouth and 50% of them have bad breath,
people like breathing on you, that would not be.
It's not pleasant. In my defense, every time I go to the dentist, and I'm sure this is not just me, they wait till they have their fingers in your mouth before they ask you a question. And that really, really annoys me. They ask you how your day is gone, and there's their 2 fingers for, it's like, Anyway, moving on. Final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh, gosh. I hope they have loads of food there. Like, I'd like him to be like, your buffet of food is over there, and that's where it awaits.
I've heard similar answers before, and it's often been accompanied with, here's all the food, and you won't put on any weight.
Yes, that's so like
so good. Free chocolate, free champagne, eat as much as you want, drink as much as you want, and you won't put on any weight.
You won't put any weight. Yeah, I'd love that. That'd be great.
Well, I'm sure it's many, many years off for yourself, Heaven. Okay, well, I had better get off this call before I say the S word again. But look, best of luck for December. December, it's just coming up in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I leave on the 4th. So like 9 days.
And you'll be back just before Christmas. So that's going to be... It's going to be quite a way to see out 2019, and then we're up to 2020.
Yes, gosh. This year's gone very quickly.
Yep, it definitely has. Okay, well, best of luck to you and to your sister Queens as well. I've interviewed Katrina. I haven't gotten around to Molly, but best of luck to all of you. Thanks everyone for watching. We didn't get any questions, but we have loads of people watching, so they just must be... Oh, I guess it's morning time for you, so they're probably watching under their desks at work and they can't type anything. If you have any questions later, put them in and Georgia will answer. But look, best of luck. I'll keep you on the line for just a sec. Thank everyone for watching, and we'll speak to you next time. Hey guys, it's Adrian again. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to head over to pageantlaunch.com and join the launch team for our pageant review site. All you need to do is put in your email address. thanks, and speak to you next time.